Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Felipe Formica, and this is your weekly weather update where we break down the biggest things happening across the country. This week we're talking about relentless heat gripping parts of the US and a tropical setup that could shake things up just in time for the back half of August and early September as we head towards peak hurricane season. So let's dive in because trust me, Mother Nature is not taking that late summer vacation. Let's start with the heat because it is absolutely brutal out there across parts of the country. Looking at the European ensemble model, we've got scorching temperatures sticking around for much of the central and eastern US. All the way into next week, we're talking widespread 90s and even some triple digits stretching from the southern plains through the Midwest and into parts of the mid-Atlantic and the southeast. This isn't just your typical summer heat. It's persistent and is part of a classic heat dome setup with strong high pressure aloft, parked over the middle of the country. That 500 millibar height anomaly graphic is lit up with oranges and reds, an atmospheric do not disturb sign that's keeping the heat locked in and the rain chances minimized. Even overnight, low temperatures aren't giving people much relief. You'll see 70s, even some low 80s sticking around overnight in the cities. That means increased strain on the power grid and higher chances for heat-related illness. So if you know anybody that is at risk, please check up on them. If you're in this zone, right, keep the AC running. If you have it, hydrate like crazy no matter what. Always keep that bottle of water around. Again, check in on any elderly neighbors or anybody with pre-existing health conditions that could be impacted by heat wave like this. I know that sounds dramatic, but heat is still the #1 weather-related killer in the U.S., and weeks like this is a big reason as to why. So let's flip the script now to the tropics because while the land is roasting, the oceans, they're cooking too. Sea surface temperatures across the Atlantic are at or above average, and that's setting the stage for some potential tropical trouble. The National Hurricane Center's 7-day outlook has started to pop a little bit more, especially in the main development region between Africa and the Caribbean. We're seeing multiple areas of interest in the Atlantic, couple tropical storms in the East Pacific right now. Nothing right now named in the Atlantic. We just had Dexter, but Dexter is now extratropical and moving towards Europe. But this is exactly the kind of setup that we're talking about. High sea surface temperatures. The Madden-Julian Oscillation is in phase 2, which means that there's some rising air over Africa, and that's going to allow for these African easterly waves, as we call them, to kind of develop a little bit more over land and then move out into those warmer Atlantic waters. And that's the type of Cape Verde setup that we really have to watch closely. Let's take a look here at the European ensemble spaghetti plot. So the other European ensemble, I was just taking the straight average. Now we are taking every single individual model, which is run multiple times, and we're going to put them all together on this plot. We're going to kind of compare and contrast. And these are always wild to look at because they're so complex, but even within the chaos, you'll see some consistency here. A few members want to develop 1 or 2 systems with tracks heading towards the Lesser Antilles or curving northward into the open Atlantic. And I know it's early, but these are some storms that we have to watch. This is the point in hurricane season where the atmosphere starts aligning just right. Less wind shear, more moisture, more tropical waves rolling off of Africa. That could be a pretty dangerous combo, and that's why now is the time to kind of get your attention on the water, on the tropics, as we head into the peak of hurricane season in the next few weeks. So here's the bottom line. Now's the time to check your hurricane prep if you're anywhere along the Gulf Coast, Florida, the Southeast Coast. There's no need to panic, but definitely good time to get prepared in case something does pop up in the next 2 to 4 weeks. The models are hinting at some hyperactive tropical development in the next couple weeks. And even though there's no reason to sound the alarm just yet, we are listening. So we'll check back here for more tropical updates as they come in. So that's your weekly heads up. Scorching heat for a huge chunk of the country. Tropical signals starting to show their hand. And if you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button and consider subscribing. I post these updates every week, and I keep it real, so you don't have to decode anything. Drop a comment down below. Are you ready for hurricane season to start ramping up? Or are you just done with summer and you're ready to move on to fall and to winter? It is that time of the year where we are starting to lose daylight pretty quickly. We're now in solar autumn, which means that some areas of the US could lose over an hour of sunlight this month. So crazy stuff. It seems like summer really flew by. As always, stay safe, stay cool, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.